Welcome to the O Brother Podcast with hosts Dan and Mike Smith, brothers from the same mother with different opinions on movies, TV, video games, and more, plus celebrity interviews. Get ready, get set. It's time for the O Brother Podcast. Welcome to the O Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith.
That's me.
I don't know why I'm here, but I showed up anyway.
Yeah, I was here.
Again,
On time.
The pre-show conversation absolutely dominates anything
The pre-show
that we're about to talk about.
I'm going to, every pre-show conversation is F you, no,
It
F
really
that
was.
idea, screw that idea. That's stupid. What are we doing that for? And it's all out of you.
Yeah, listen, I'm the producer of the show, so I get final cut.
No, the editor, the interns are now the producers,
And they take
of the
direction
show.
from me.
Yeah. They're probably
Snippety
rolling their
snip.
eyes going, what's with this Dan Gary? You know,
No, I
why
don't
can't we
think
have the
so.
other guy?
I don't think so. So, okay. August 22nd, when you get in this episode of the O Brother Podcast, and we're not going to waste any time. Mike has some comedy gold he's going to unleash on us.
I'm
Take it
not.
away, Mike.
No.
Take it away. No, go for it.
No comedy gold here, baby. We're going into cartoons, right? Cartoons.
No,
is
no,
the-
you had a whole shtick you were going to do. Up first.
It's not a shtick.
Okay, so go ahead.
In the last episode, I threw down a gauntlet
Mhm.
to another YouTuber and said, we'll challenge you. I threw the gauntlet. They picked up the gauntlet and they slapped me in the face with it, like Colonel Clink style. Whoa, like a colonel, like Dudcuff.
Hogan's Heroes kids, for those that were not born,
Yeah.
before 1970.
And what was the name of Hogan
What?
in real life?
Bob, is that what I'm thinking of? Bob,
We're gonna lose.
with the scandal with the sex
Yeah,
tape and
yeah.
the whole- right?
Yeah.
I can't get his last name. And
I'm
this
not
just
helping.
came up on another podcast I was listening to as well.
They were talking about
they
what,
were
the
referencing that.
Scandal?
Yeah. It was pretty funny. I think it was maybe on Fly on the Wall, the Carvey Spade podcast where that came up. But
Can
So,
you get
I
Colonel
can't.
Clink?
Bob, no, no. I didn't. That show was a bit before me. I watched it, but not faithfully. So who was it? Bob? You don't know either? Oh, I thought you were like it was in the holster and you were ready to.
No, I don't.
Wow. Okay.
I know,
So
but I know it's
someone's-
Bob. It's Bob
someone's gotta-
Crane. Bob
Bob
Crane.
Crane. There you go.
I just saved us
There you
once
go.
again.
You did.
What
yeah,
about
sure.
Colonel Clink?
No idea.
Okay.
Less
I
known
should
to
know
me.
that one too. All right.
So okay,
Werner
so
Klemperer. Werner Klemperer.
Warner Klemperer. Okay, so
Come on.
wow, just
You want some trivia?
ratings are going through the roof, folks. We've last wow. Okay, anyways, so
What?
the gauntlet.
Go
You're
ahead,
talking
say
about
it.
gauntlet. What
You're
about the
gonna say
gauntlet?
something nasty about
No, what about
me?
the gauntlet? It was thrown down, it was picked up, you were smacked in the face with
And
it.
I got
What else
slapped in
happened?
the face with it. I don't know.
How did you get slapped
That's
in the
it.
face
That was
with
the bit.
gauntlet? How did you get slapped in the face?
I opened the door. Somebody said Duncuff, and then the gauntlet was at my feet.
Your internet connection is horrible. For those watching on YouTube,
I am hardwired.
constant slow, as am I.
Who has Spectrum?
Well, I won't argue with you there.
There.
That's
I mean,
a
they
hard
did a
argument
bit
to
on
make.
SNL about how bad it is.
That's true. That's a fair
So,
point.
I
I'll
don't
take
think
that
it's
point.
mine. Yeah.
So you're not giving closure to this shtick that you were doing about the gauntlet. How were you slapped in the face with it? I don't understand.
That's the joke. Of course I wasn't slapped in the face with it.
That
It
was
a
the joke. Wow.
That was the bit.
Can we get a sound, guys? Can we get a sound of like a atomic bomb explosion, or actually an image? An atomic bomb exploding.
No, it
right
should
now.
be one of those like slide whistles.
Yeah, that's wow.
I can't
Okay,
whistle
see,
anymore.
now are you thinking maybe you should have deferred to the
I think if you didn't make a big
co-host?
deal out of it,
No, I don't
it
think it
would
was
have been
any.
fine. It would
I
have
think
been
you need to
fine.
go back and keep mining. Keep mining for that comedy gold.
Hey,
Okay, so before we get into the episode today, so for those of you that are not currently following us, make sure that you do. And the easiest way to find all things Oh Brother is to go out to our official website, which is OHB as in brother podcast.com, ohbpodcast.com. That'll also be on the screen here. You can find all things Oh Brother out there. We've got access to our YouTube videos out there. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.
why do we hold up the mugs? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know now because we get it referenced in the
Right, it's
video.
right there on the screen.
Right. And for those listening, they don't know what's going on. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It's a
I
bit
know.
of a, I don't know.
It's something lost on.
It's outdated at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
got to
outdated.
retire that. Yeah. I was watching one of the old videos, like really old, and I was, I was saying OB podcast, I used to say. And then we realized, remember the O versus OH. So then I had to start
Right.
spelling it out. OHB as in brother. So, anyways, that's the
Right.
evolution of that. But anyway, so follow us out there.
Thanks
We're
for that
very
one.
active. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for constantly
The
shitting on the show and bringing us down.
nugget of gold there.
Yeah, it's great when I'm referencing the show and trying to get more people to listen, and then you take a dump on it. That always helps really build up the listenership.
Right, can we get the
I find.
slide whistle in?
Yeah, thank God you're frozen right now. So for anybody watching, they don't have to be witness to that crime scene. All right, so listen, let me finish and get this out. Can I get this out?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're very active on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at OHB Podcast. That'll be below here as well. We're on all podcast platforms. So if you want to stream the show, you can stream it anywhere. All right. So before we get into the actual main topics here, a conversation we were having yesterday about Michael Jackson. We were recounting his appearance on the Motown show back in 1983 when he did the moonwalk
for the first time,
at least on TV. Yeah, no one had ever seen it before. Yeah, and how
tell them how this came out.
Well, it's funny because as I'm saying it, I forget, how did we get to that?
You sent me a clip, a YouTube clip,
right,
of a kid.
That's right,
in a Walmart
as Spider-Man.
Right, he was dressed up full Spider-Man.
Was his social name Ghetto Spider-Man or Ghetto
I think
Spider?
That's what he called himself, Ghetto Spider-Man.
Right. And this kid,
he could dance.
He could dance. And what I loved about it is it was like, why is that not happening when I'm in a Walmart or something? It's like he brought joy and like fun to all the people that were standing there filming him and watching it.
That was
I would have loved that. I would have loved that.
Yeah. And to further explain it, he brings a boom blaster that we all used to have, right?
Dressed as Spider-Man.
And he doesn't work, in the store's open, you can see people shopping. He puts the thing down and he gets in the face of the security guard and he starts playing. Dancing.
He's playing Beat It. He's playing Michael Jackson.
And he's dancing. And next thing you know, he's doing a full Michael Jackson.
He's doing the whole Beat It routine.
Right in the aisle.
It was awesome.
And there wasn't enough people watching. I'm like, man, I wish I was there like you.
Yeah, it was really awesome. But it was kind of like a feel-good thing. I'm like, we need more of that. I don't know. I'd love to know who that is, but it has like over 2 million views.
It was hysterical that the security guard just didn't know what to do. And I think that the kid knew it and went right into his face, like looking at him as he was dancing. It was just fun.
It was really, really, really cool. So if you haven't seen that, if you're not one of the 2+ million people that have already viewed it, check that out on YouTube. We can probably put a little clip of it here in the video. But yeah, so that led us to talk about Michael Jackson. I said, geez, I really miss Michael Jackson. I mean, I got teased as a kid for liking him. I remember one of my friends coming over the house, and this was at a point where we had, we had a video camera. We were like early adopters of all that kind of technology. And
Mhm.
so I would make home videos in the basement like all the time, lip syncing and all this stuff. And when Michael Jackson hit, it was just like, man, I was 12, 13,
Mhm.
and I just was mesmerized by him and his dance moves and of course his singing ability. And so I used to imitate him. And in the basement, I'd recreate some of the videos and the Billie Jean videos and stuff. And I can remember my friends coming over and just like teasing me. And
Well,
I took heat for
it's
that as a young kid.
everybody liked his music, and because he's made one of the best albums ever, the Thriller album.
I thought you were going to say Off the Wall.
No, you can put Thriller against any album,
Yeah.
even the Beatles, and that's
Mhm.
hard. And but it was all the other stuff. That's why people were making fun of you, because his life.
No, because he wasn't the plastic surgery hadn't come into play yet and all that. Like he wasn't, this was 83. This was like right after the Motown days. This was 84, 85. He hadn't got to that point.
Yeah, but
yet.
when he did that dance, he had already
Not really.
had
No,
plastic
not really.
surgery.
Nah, very, very little. Very little. Very little.
I don't know, but I just remember
looking.
a lot of popular buzz. I don't remember anybody saying negative things at that time.
Yeah.
And Frank Sinatra was in the audience, and I think he
Right.
dedicated it to him.
Well, it was like, the moonwalk, and I sort of said it was sort of my moon landing. It was kind of, as soon as I saw that, I ran out in the hallway of the house and started trying to imitate. I'm sure a million kids around the world were doing that at that moment. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was, and when you see it again, when you watch it again, he only does it for like a brief second.
It's really short.
And then he does it again very briefly as well. But it's like, oh God, you just wanted more, But I think that was his brilliance as a performer. He knew, leave him wanting more.
Yeah.
And so that was just such a spectacular thing. But anyways, it made me think back to Michael Jackson, and I miss his music and all that. But well, his music lives on, that's for sure. So, all right. So moving on to one other thing I want to mention. By the time this episode comes out, we have an episode on YouTube. Now, this one here is probably going to rival that one, but this episode
one isn't going to get triple digits.
I think it is. This one has more than that. It has over 10,000 views. Our Mulan review.
That's the live action Mulan. And let's make sure we put that in the title.
That's right.
Because we have no idea why.
No clue.
That gets 100 views a day.
Yeah, it got swept up in the algorithm.
And you even called, because you said, this got to be a mistake. And you called whoever and said, why are we...
Is this legitimate?
We're getting 100 views a day, and otherwise, that's what we get for a typical video.
Can we pull this reference out from our editors?
It is legitimate. I saw it.
I don't know if they'll know where that's from.
No, that's Batman.
We have to reference. All right, it's in
Batman.
1989 Batman. Yeah. All right. So thanks for all of you that have watched and perhaps suffered through this early episode that we did on the live action Mulan.
And 10,000 views. Hey, I don't care. I'll take it.
I'll take it. And our past handful of videos have been doing really well. So again, appreciate all the support out on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Share the videos with friends and family.
If anybody asks me, how's it going? I always say, well, we got 10,000 views on Mulan. So
Mulan. I saw that. Yeah, of course.
10,000 views.
All right. So we're going to get into cartoons. We got a ton to talk about here. So
I know
you wanted to sort of pick up where we left off from the episode we did on our childhood shows, and we talked about childhood stars that we loved and all of that.
And we mentioned some cartoons.
Mentioned a few cartoons, but didn't really get into that too deeply. So you said, yeah, we really ought to talk about that more.
Yeah, because to me,
the people want to hear our list of favorite cartoons.
And to me, I brought up in the conversation, Saturday morning cartoons. cartoons. That was it. That was
Right.
like the most excitement was, let's get to Friday, no more school, day of, But anyway, so that's how the idea. And then I said, the thing about the cartoons, somebody said you should do. We got a comment. I'm looking at Mulan. We got a comment about the music. Like I don't know if it's favorite music, but some of these cartoons hold the keys to some of the greatest music.
So what's your list? Give it, because honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't create a list. We were rambling them off between ourselves. But
I got such a big list.
Go for it. Ramble it
well,
off.
I'll start with what I have in my collection.
Oh, okay,
and this one you might not know.
Now this, Hong Kong. Now, okay, this is very by today's, this is racist. Let's be honest. The Hong Kong Phooey.
Probably.
It is. Oh, no, not probably.
It's Scatman Crothers.
Scatman Crothers, yeah.
With the voice.
Scatman Crothers from The Shining.
In the, Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye.
I probably wouldn't continue with this. It's gonna.
I'm just saying,
it's not gonna go over well here. But yeah, moving on.
Talking about the music.
Yeah, moving
Next, we have
Top Cat.
Top Cat. The most incredible leader.
Okay, don't get us these copyright strike. You don't need to sing every one of them. Just say what the song is.
This one, I don't know if you'll remember it. Well, you will because you saw my collection.
Yeah, Underdog, sure.
The Underdog Show, which includes, come on, show me the names. Remember his girlfriend, Petty, something purebred.
No, I don't.
See, you don't remember the cartoon. You didn't watch it.
No.
Polly purebred.
Okay.
And it also had a number of songs. Simon Bannister was in it.
Yeah.
Great. Okay,
right.
so
let's speed up the list a little bit.
Are you going to say some, or am I?
Well, I mean, I have to sort of just do it off the cuff here, which is
so I'll start listing them, and then if you can add one, I probably have it.
Yeah, I got
Bugs Bunny, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Part of the Hanna-Barbera world.
Woody Woodpecker was big for me.
Okay.
Mighty Mouse was another one that was big for me.
Right, Here I Come to Save the Day.
Yeah, Popeye, of course, was up there.
Yeah, Real Ghostbusters. There was two of them.
Real Ghostbusters. Okay.
Yeah, there was one in the 70s or 80s when it came out, and then they brought it back in the 90s.
How about Gargamel and the Smurfs? See, that's me. That's not you. So
much. No. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
See, that's your era.
Yeah, like people know the movies.
And at Christmas time,
right? It was so hard to listen to because of that squeaky voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo. We talked about Scooby-Doo last time, but we forgot to bring up.
Should I give the
Scrappy-Doo?
Should I give the listeners what they've been waiting for? Zoinks, Scoob. Okay, Raggy.
Right. Yeah, let's see how many of these you can impersonate. Here we go with Beetlejuice, the cartoon.
Okay,
you didn't know Beetlejuice?
Yeah, but that's way.
I know.
I thought you would like childhood cartoons. All right.
Well, most of them are, but I pulled that one out. No, that one was actually when it came out in the 80s.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that as much.
Fat Albert.
Oh yeah, Fat Albert, sure.
I think he went to jail. Had a problem with the ladies. I don't know.
I believe so. Yeah, something about
maybe that was Mushmouth. Yeah.
Speaking of drugs,
I could believe Mushmouth.
Mushmouth.
How about this? We talked about Don Adams and Get Smart. Do you know his cartoon double?
Isn't it a sheriff?
It's he. It's Tennessee Tuxedo.
Tennessee Tuxedo, yeah. Hey, Inspector Gadget. Yeah. Again, you probably didn't. Did you watch that, Inspector Gadget? Okay.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry, yeah.
The Jetsons.
Yeah, not so much. Roadrunner. You know, Wile E. Coyote, that whole bit.
The Flintstones. These
Flintstones, of
are all
course.
the
Flintstones,
Jetsons,
absolutely.
the Flintstones, McGilla Gorilla,
Yeah.
Top Cat. Those
Mhm.
were all Hanna-Barbera. They had a ton.
You know, a show I don't think we mentioned on that episode was because I used to sit. I'd go down to our grandparents' house, our maternal grandparents' house, and I would sit with Grampy, as we called him. And he had like a sitting room. There were two, leather like lazy boy chairs, and
Mhm.
he was fixed
Yeah.
in.
He was like Archie Bunker in the
He just was
chair.
always in that chair.
Mhm.
And but he would sit and he would let me watch whatever I wanted to watch on TV. So it was always
Really?
I was always watching cartoons. But Three Stooges, I don't think we mentioned the Three Stooges. How did we not mention them?
Mm. I
It
think
weren't you
I have them on my list.
you were a
The
consumer of them.
cartoon Three Stooges.
Well, the cartoon, but the actual the
Yeah.
television series.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's classic.
I wasn't welcome in that house, but that's another episode.
Yeah,
Um,
that is another episode.
Pink Panther.
Yeah, not so
He's
much,
the
but yeah.
most. No.
Yeah. Okay, but the songs.
Top Cat. Speed Racer.
No, that's
He's
way
a
before me.
demon and he's gonna be
Can you
chasing
not
after
with the
someone.
soundtracks?
But you can do Zoinks all day.
Because it's good. So go ahead.
No, it's not that good.
It's good.
How about Sabrina, the Teenage Witch?
I can't even believe you copped up to that. I can't believe.
I
Now,
didn't- I
where
don't-
does
I
that
didn't
fall? Is that
watch it.
do you rank that higher than Legally Blonde 1 and 2 that are in your collection?
They're
Or
not in my collection.
oh, you don't have those in okay. My bad. My mistake.
But they weren't bad films. I'm not
No, they
saying
weren't.
they were bad films.
And there's a third one coming. Reese
Yeah.
can still pull it off too. She's another one. Like she hasn't aged.
She doesn't
at
age,
all.
yeah.
It looks the same.
So
Okay.
Speed Racer, Josie and the Pussycats.
No.
You don't
What
know
about
that?
Archie? What about Archie? Archie's gang or
Yeah,
Archie?
yeah.
Yeah.
Archie and Jughead.
And Jughead, yeah.
How about
Okay.
Yogi Bear and Boo Boo?
That's hey boo boo. Yeah, that's a good one.
Another Hanna-Barbera.
That's a good one.
I got Popeye, you already mentioned.
meant-
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, yeah, which it captures a lot of
Bugs
the ones
Bunny,
Daffy
Tweety,
Duck,
a whole
all
ton
those,
of
yeah.
them.
It's a ton, yeah.
I put The Simpsons because The Simpsons were 1989. I can
Yeah.
remember watching the first show.
I don't know how you couldn't mention The Simpsons. You're like
Yeah.
the biggest Simpsons fan I know.
Yeah, I've been watching since the first show. I
And you
can't
you
believe that.
own every single season that's out.
They only have up to 20. So
Mhm.
I'm really ticked off. They're not.
All right, keep
they're-
going.
Okay.
Move us along.
Tweety and Sylvester. I think I mentioned them.
Yeah.
Heckle and Jekyll.
No.
They were two crows.
Yeah, no,
You
I
don't
remember.
It
I
looked
remember.
like Spy versus Spy.
I remember, yeah. What about He-Man and the Transformers? Again, those were after your
Yeah, I don't have them on my list.
yeah, that's more 80s.
But I do have Deputy Dog,
Deputy Dog.
spelled DAWG.
Mhm.
How
Garfield?
about
Or Garfield? Garfield?
No,
Okay.
not on mine.
Okay.
Casper, the friendly
Oh,
ghost.
Casper. There's a good one. I watch that all the time. Yeah.
Huckleberry
one.
Hound.
Yeah. Sure.
Space Ghost.
No. Never. I mean, I know it.
How
but I
about the
never-
Banana Splits? There
Banana
was a
Split- yeah, but-
cartoon,
Right, but it was like
live action.
Live action.
But
yeah.
During the live action thing, they would break to a cartoon of
Right.
themselves.
Right. Okay. We'll accept it. G.I.
Um,
Joe? No G.I. Joe on your list?
No.
Really? Okay.
Mighty Mouse, so you already said.
I suppose if you don't have Garfield, you don't have Heathcliff. The
No.
poor man's Garfield. Okay.
How about Quick Draw McGraw?
Yeah. Quick Draw
He
McGraw.
was like a goat or
And
something.
I think you mentioned Spider-Man in that previous episode. I think that one
Okay.
you had already mentioned. Yeah.
Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful
Okay. We finally
cat.
have a cat reference. No, didn't really watch that.
Mr. Magoo,
Yeah.
Jim
Mr.
Neighbors
Magoo.
from
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Well, Mr. Magoo was actually No, not Jim Neighbors. Jim
Yeah.
Neighbors was Gomer Pyle. No, it wasn't Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors was Mr. Magoo.
No, he wasn't. I'm going to look it up right
I-
now. Keep going.
Please look it up.
Keep
Okay.
going. Finish your list, folks. We got other topics.
Snagglepuss. Snagglepuss is
Snagglepuss?
exit stage right.
That's right. Yeah. Is that the
Snagglepuss.
Heavens to Murgatroyd?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that one? I
Snagglepuss.
don't know.
Speedy Gonzales was like a ripoff of Mighty Mouse.
Okay.
I put Smutley.
Okay, you ready? Mr.
Yep.
Magoo, voiced by Jim Backus. Thank you very much. He was Thurston Howell on Gilligan's Island.
Right. Well,
Thank you.
I
Thank
had
you.
I
No,
had the
you
right
no,
guy.
You had
'Cause-
Jim.
No, did
You
you
had
hear
Jim.
me say?
You said Jim Neighbors. Jim
I
Neighbors.
said Jim Neighbors. Yeah, but I said from Gilligan's
But you-
Island.
You said Jim Neighbors.
So I just screwed up Jim Neighbors for Jim Backus, but I
And Jim
meant
Na-
Jim Backus.
Oh, okay. Is that how we played on the Overlay
Yeah,
podcast?
Jim Neighbors was
Okay.
was Gomer
Yeah.
Pyle.
No
and he
wonder
was
you
like,
got slapped with that.
"Shucks,
No wonder you got slapped in the
Shucks.
face with that gauntlet. All right, go ahead.
Shucks, Captain," and then all
Don't make me do Scooby-Doo again.
The impossible.
All right, I think we're going to
dream.
segue on to the next.
Now, Smutley. Do you remember Smutley?
I remember you
dog.
calling me Smutley. That's about all I remember.
I think Smutley was part of Top Cat's gang. And then finally, one you won't remember, well, the Iron Giant. This was kind of a ripoff of the Iron Giant.
That's like the
Is
90s.
Frankenstein Jr. and the
No.
Impossibles.
No, not
That
a
was
real
a
good
hell-
finale.
That was
Not
a
a real
hell
good
of a
finale.
list.
It's a long list. It was
I
a
went
long
down.
list.
I went
Yeah, it's a
down.
long list. Yeah, it certainly was a hell of a long list. All right.
I went
now, I
downhill.
did want to sort of piggyback on that topic. I had mentioned this to you as well, but we were talking about our favorite shows and then favorite actors in this, and I said, geez, it's very whitewashed, right? Which, we're in this again in the white suburbs, kind of ignorant to a lot of that at the time. But there were a lot of shows with actors of color that I was, glued to the
I
TV set
remember-
growing up.
I
Yeah.
didn't tell you this. I remember when a channel came on. I think it's still around. BET, is that still a channel? Black
Of course, Black
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Yeah.
People went nuts. What is this? Only black. If we had white TV or white only TV,
Yeah.
that's what we do have.
That's all we have is white TV, right? So I
can't believe
realized
people were complaining about that.
if you go back and watch that episode, you can see I ramble off, Robin Williams, John Ritter, like just all these white guys and things. And
Right.
so it just got me thinking back to like Sanford and Son with Red Fox and Jimmy Walker. Good Times was one of my favorite
Jefferson.
shows. Yeah, but the
We
Good
talked
Times
about
was so good, man. Like the acting in that, it was very funny, but it was very serious too. They had very serious themes that they dealt
They
with.
did, but I'm a little suspicious because the dad changed and they didn't
No, they didn't
acknowledge
change it.
it.
He left.
left
John
and
Amos.
came
No,
back
John
for the
Amos.
sick.
No, they killed him. He died in a car wreck.
No, but
No,
they
he went-
brought
he
in
went- he
another
went, like-
husband.
No.
They
Well, she might have
did.
gotten married to someone else.
Well,
Yeah.
Flo left.
Well, they weren't
Florence
trying to, but they weren't trying to pretend it was the same dad.
I thought they pulled a switch-o change.
No switch or change.
But Florence left. The mother left the show.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida. She left the show
Mhm.
and came back for the last season, which I think was season 6.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Walker had a huge career
Oh, he sure
from
did. yeah.
Dynamite.
He's
I
a
mean,
great stand-up. Great stand-up too.
well, everybody
He's kind of
wrote for
underrated.
him.
That's yeah.
Letterman.
Yeah.
All
He
these,
was
like-
great on those talk shows too. He was really funny.
Yeah.
On those talk shows.
I mean, he's funny on the medical. I know you see him now. He's doing commercials for
Oh, is he? I don't see him.
for
man.
Medicare.
Yeah, I think I mentioned John Amos and Good Times and Freddie Prinze. From Chico and the
Chico
Man.
and the Man.
Yeah,
He
so there's
died.
a lot of
Well, his son,
he committed suicide.
Freddie
Freddie
Prinze. Yeah. His son,
Freddie
Freddie
Prinze Jr.
Jr. I think he's sick, isn't he? Has some
No.
problem?
No, I don't think so.
Well, when's the last time you've seen him?
Oh, he's just been in a show.
Was he?
Yeah.
There's somebody I'm thinking of. They were a junior and they're having some kind of medical problems. I thought it was him.
No, I don't.
I
don't think
apologize to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
And
no,
his
I don't
dad
think-
was brilliant.
And it's Prinz with a Z.
Yeah, and who was it? Jack. That was in Chico and not Chico. Yeah, Chico and the Man.
Oh, that's right. He was in an episode of Star Wars: The Bad Batch, which is on Disney Plus.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Obviously.
Recently. Yeah. He
Who
was
was-
also in. I didn't know he was a voice in The Rise of Skywalker too. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Who
That's
was the
wild.
guy who played
Anyways.
opposite Freddie Prinze in Chico and the Man? Jack. Oh,
Man,
Look
that's
it
a
up.
good one.
Gotta
I'll look
look
it
it
up. I'll look it up.
Jack. Oh, it's killing me. Because
I'll look it
he
up.
was the big star, and then Freddie
Jack-
Prinze came in.
Jack Donahue.
Was that
Peter-
the name of the show?
Oh, sorry. No, my bad. It's my bad. I'm looking at directed. Hold
Okay.
on. Okay. Freddie was, of course, Chico. Was it
Yeah.
Jack Albertson?
Yeah, Jack Alberts.
Yeah, he played Ed. Yeah.
and I
and
think
then,
he was
Della-
in the
Della
Odd
Reese.
Couple.
Remember Della Reese?
Yeah,
And then
Oh, yeah.
Scatman Crothers, who you mentioned, was in
absolutely. He
Chico and
was.
the Man.
Sammy Davis was like
Charo was in that.
Sammy Davis is maybe one of the most talented human beings. He's on the same wave as you brought up Michael Jackson. He used to
Mhm.
tap dance.
Yeah.
He could sing. He could dance. He was just like
Multi-talented. Yeah.
multi-talented.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of my favorite Christmas albums is Christmas with the Rat Pack with him
yeah.
and Frank and Dean Martin. It's so good.
And they did
So good.
Ocean's 11, of course, the original.
Right. So anyways, I just want to mention some of those. And then we were going to talk about real quick, just kind of a couple of movies that we just caught.
Yeah.
One of them was again on Apple TV. So we've been kind of talking a lot about, series and movies that are on Apple TV. This one was called Luck,
Mhm.
which is on Apple TV right now. And then Lightyear, which of course is on Disney Plus.
Mhm.
And Lightyear came out, I think, in June or July. It's been out a little longer than Luck because Luck came out on Apple TV on August 5th. So that came out more recently. But can you give a synopsis? You did see both films, right?
I did. I can give you a quick synopsis of Lightyear. Can't
Yeah.
of Luck because it's just
Okay.
too.
Really?
But Lightyear is based on the character from Toy Story, the toy.
To
which, you know-
infinity and beyond.
Right. He was a space ranger and he was Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Woody were Andy's best friends. Well,
Right.
this is about the movie that inspired the toy.
Yes.
And
Brilliant.
that's it.
That's a brilliant premise,
So I didn't like it at all, dude. I mean, Dan,
Bing.
I caught it just
Yeah.
as I said it.
Can you see the sun setting here in Florida? Do you see this?
Yeah, can you see it's
It's a-
dark here in
it's a horrible-
Massachusetts?
It's a horrible studio setup I have, folks, but you got to make do. So, wow, you didn't like Lightyear.
I didn't like it. There was no connection at all to Toy Story.
I had no problem with that
And why?
because
was
it wasn't supposed to. It was, again, as you just said,
right. It's what
movie
it was
that
based on.
Right.
But you
So I had-
know, if they made a toy like that, they would have
was-
used the actor's voice.
I was not. Oh yeah, it came out on June 17th. Lightyear, so it's actually been out for a few months. It's
But
directed
why
by
didn't they use who was the voice of
Chris Evans, Captain
no,
America.
No, of the toy.
Oh.
In Toy Story.
Tim Allen,
Tim Allen. Why wasn't Tim Allen the voice?
because he was just the voice of the toy. in the
I
movie.
know,
It's
but-
different.
But
It's
today, when you buy a toy and it's say Spider-Man, it's one of the people who played it. They make money on those toys.
Yeah, it's almost like
I didn't like that. He doesn't like the movie, by the way, Tim Allen. Tim Allen was like, I don't get it. Why am
Yeah,
I
I wonder
not?
why. Yeah, because he's not getting a payday out of it.
Right, but
he's got enough money from Santa Claus 5, 6, and 7. Like, Tim, you're good.
plus
You're
plus
good,
he,
Tim.
let's face it, he did murder somebody. But anyways, moving on.
Okay,
That's true.
Allegedly, can you
No, it's
not with
true.
the slander? All right, go ahead.
I haven't slandered anybody.
Yeah, okay. 407 876 47. I always screw up the number, but we need people to call. 407 476 8781 is the listener.
You're not going to
line.
make this poor intern throw up all those cartoons, I hope.
Of course. I'm not going to make,
because
the
there was
interns
over
do anything.
100
Listen,
cartoons.
we allow our fabulous interns to bring their own creativity to the
So
show.
what they feel they should put up.
They put up.
I'll tell you one thing I miss, and when I'm talking about the interns.
Now look who's barking orders.
No, I'm not barking orders. I'm just saying. I think Emily used to do this, and just a shout out to her. But like the Batman reference, and I was talking about how racist it is,
right?
And they show the clip.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is there was no audio. Like what Emily used to do was cut our audio, and then you'd hear the audio.
No, very
as long as it wasn't music.
No, very rarely.
But she did it.
But rarely.
But this is one that needed audio because Batman and
I think you got the gist from watching it.
Yeah, but when
racist.
The first thing they said to each other was how,
of course, right? But
and then they kept going how, why,
it's pretty obvious
when, and then they did a circle.
It's very stupid.
I mean, it was a 2-minute bit.
It's very stupid. But I did have the same question that you had about why no Tim Allen. But I think it's, as I said, it's not really, that's not really supposed to be the same character. There is a difference there.
But there is no connection to Toy Story.
But
why would you make a toy around all of this world?
There didn't need to be. There didn't need to be.
I think it should have been.
No.
So you liked it.
I did like it. Now, here's what I'll say, though. And let me say it was directed by Angus MacLane, just to point that out. I mentioned Chris Evans. And I think, do you remember some of the other voices?
I don't.
I can't remember.
Whoopi was in there. No, that was Luck.
That was in Luck. Yeah.
Okay.
That was in Luck. Yes. So, but what was interesting? This was, as Disney has done, this is not the first Disney film, but it features gay characters. There's an interracial couple. It's very sort of open in the storyline. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And it showed two women and one of them had a baby. So they had a family unit.
Yeah. That's what I was just referring to.
Yeah.
But now what's interesting is Luck, transitioning over to Luck for a second. This was, and I'll just read it. It's the story of Sam Greenfield, the unluckiest person in the world, suddenly finding herself in the never-before-seen land of luck. She must unite with the magical creatures there to turn her luck around. Now, what was interesting is both of these films feature a cat character. Now, when I saw the poster for Luck, there's this cute little black cat, and I thought, I have a black cat, Shadow, who will feature here somewhere in the episode. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, okay, that's cute, and had me intrigued. But when you compare the two, like I watched Luck first, and then I watched Lightyear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just night and day. This
Luck,
is Luck
was horrible.
It was pretty bad.
Now, kids might like it because there's a dragon, like Jane Fonda plays a dragon.
Yes, that's right. Jane Fonda is a voice in it. And then Simon Pegg is in it. You got a couple of big names in there.
Which character did he?
Simon Pegg was.
He must have been one of the elves, or.
He was. No, he was the cat. He was the cat.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the cat. And Whoopi, who you mentioned, was in as a voice. The comedian actor, this guy Flula Borg, very funny. He's been on Conan a lot over the years. He plays the unicorn. There's a unicorn character. But this was what was interesting about this to me as I did a little bit of looking into it is, so this is Apple TV, and Skydance Animation, I think, is the
Correct.
company that did
Correct.
the animation.
That's right.
And yeah, and it was directed by Peggy Holmes, but this is John Lasseter, who
Okay, I thought I didn't see
Yeah.
his name. I thought it was a
Mhm.
John Lasseter movie.
All right, so can you give a little background on who John
Well,
Lasseter is?
John Lasseter worked at Pixar and for Disney when they bought Pixar. Lasseter was became the head,
Mhm.
and he was like involved in every project, but he was also involved in everybody else's life.
Well, he was involved in
apparently.
some other projects,
Yeah,
namely sexual harassment. So
and they wound up.
he exited in 2017, and
Yeah.
now he's resurfaced in
with
this collaboration,
Skydance.
and clearly didn't bring the Pixar magic with him because
No,
you
he
just
wasn't the guy who
no.
the brains of Pixar. Let's put it that
No,
way.
and it's just so evident when you see what's produced in Luck and like the world building. It's on a different level with Lightyear.
And I don't know the budgets. I didn't look that deep into it because I just didn't like.
Yeah,
either one.
I didn't look at that either.
Now Lightyear,
I liked Lightyear.
typical,
Lightyear.
typical, fantastic computer generated figures.
Very.
It's not
funny, very funny.
animation, but it does look fantastic.
Well, it's computer generated animation. It's still
But
3D animation.
The story I just didn't like at all.
I thought it was good. I thought it was
get
good.
into it.
Yeah.
And Luck was, far worse. Like I
Yeah.
almost halfway through, I had to flip a coin, and I lost the.
Here's my lucky cat.
All right,
here.
here's Shadow.
Yeah. She won't let me. Yeah, she just took off. She won't let me.
See, my cat, I could have,
Nah,
it's done the
you
Steve
got a
Martin
very
juggling thing.
She's got her own trauma, but that was one thing too. Even that character, the cat character in Luck was cute. Simon Pegg was funny, but the cat that was in Lightyear, which was like a robotic cat,
Yeah.
was so funny, like so
Much
funny.
better.
And I don't recall offhand who voiced. It was named Socks. Was the name of the character.
Yeah,
cat,
it's funny because when Luck started, I liked the opening
Mhm.
where this girl is in a like a girl's housing. What do you call those?
foster home.
Yeah, not a foster home.
She was in foster housing.
Yeah, but it wasn't. No, she wasn't because no family picked her. She
You're talking
was
about the
in.
young girl?
Yeah, both of the girls. The one girl
Okay. I see
grew
what
up.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's like housing for girls.
Yeah.
And then people come.
It's like a boarding home? No, that's not right.
I don't know what you call
Yeah.
it. It's right on the sign too in the movie, which is unbelievable. But the one girl grew up her whole life and didn't get picked.
Mhm.
Didn't get her forever family, as they put it. So I liked the beginning story where she was friends with a young girl who was kind of getting the same thing. Families would come and they wouldn't pick her or they wouldn't show up.
Right.
So she had bad luck. But to go from that to what it went to with Jane Fonda and the Pixies, and oh my God.
It
Now
was a little bit
little kids might like it because it's visually colorful. Orphanage.
Yeah, orphanage.
But that's not what it was called. It's like a house for girls.
Well, Sam
Something
Greenfield
like
was a
that.
clumsy 18-year-old orphaned young woman. I mean,
Right.
okay, whatever. Tomato.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I give
Did we talk about Mulan hitting 10,000? Did we mention
10
that?
grand.
10 grand.
Get it?
10 grand.
Get it in the what do you call it? Into
In the what?
What do you call YouTube analytics?
Algorithm?
Yeah, let's get it into the algorithm.
It's in the algorithm, clearly. It's been in the algorithm for a
But
year.
I think it goes from the title, right?
I don't know. We're not going to sit here and try to decode the algorithm of YouTube.
Who
If I knew
cares?
that, yeah.
If I knew that,
I would still have my yo-yo.
Reference. Okay.
All right. So
Anything
what's
else
last?
for the good of the order? I think
No.
you're last.
I'd
This
skip
is,
both.
This is it.
I'd skip both. Animated.
No.
things.
If you have Disney Plus, you got to see Lightyear. It was good. It was what you'd expect.
I thought we had 3 bullet points, and we're
Yeah, the
missing the third one.
cartoons, Luck and Lightyear. We just didn't expect to go down the other road that we went down.
Yeah.
but- So, anything else for the good of the order? You didn't like
No.
either one of these.
Didn't like
I
either
say
one.
check out Lightyear. Luck, I wouldn't waste my time with that one. But
I'm looking forward to She-Hulk.
no, not
That
at all. That
looks
looks so
good.
terrible.
No, it looks
That
good.
looks it looks awful. I mean, She-Hulk and Hulk on the beach doing yoga. First of all, okay, maybe I'm warming up to yoga as the days go on, but it just looks really silly. And it's a little too silly. It just looks silly. It's too much. And why is it a streaming series? Not good enough to give her a theatrical release?
Oh,
for
she's got a
film?
theatrical release coming.
Is it this actress?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
they're
that's
just
interesting.
they're just introducing her
They're
in
priming
a
it.
short,
Yeah.
and then she'll eventually be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay,
Well, she
yeah.
is already.
What I've seen so far, I'm not thrilled about.
I like
So-
it. I'm looking forward to it. What else is coming up? Something else coming up on Disney Plus is Star Wars related.
Oh, we got Andor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looking
September
forward to that
21st.
too.
And they're going to release the first 3 episodes of Andor on September 21st. So that's going to be
Good.
I have to take that day off. Well, folks, man, that was chock full of all kinds of. All right, well, listen, it's time to get out of here.
All right.
So that's going to do it for another episode of the Oh Brother Podcast. I've been your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith. And we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.